Hey guys, and welcome to another video. We have something to talk about. So instead of doing the all hated, and I totally agree with everyone who dislikes these types of videos, I get it. I promise it's not going to be like it, or it's going to have my own little twist. But instead of doing the 5 things I hate about my Golf R, I was about to say GTI, but instead of making a video just talking about the 5 things I hate, I'm just going to talk about the 1 thing I hate, because I already made 5 things I dislike about the GTI, and let's be honest, they've either been remedied with the Golf R, or they, I'd be just repeating myself, so we're not doing that. In this video, we're actually going to talk about 1 thing that I just completely despise about the Golf R, and this one goes for the Golf R in the United States. Now, I'm sure you guys probably already know where I'm going with this, but hear me out. I really don't like how every country pretty much has it better than the US Golf R, and you know, there's a lot of reasoning behind why we get such it's still a great car, but it's just less upfitted, you know, it does less things, and I'll explain what those things are if you guys are unfamiliar kind of with the differences. But yeah, so primarily, what are the things that I'm talking about? So basically every other country, and there's a few that it doesn't apply to, but for the most part, a lot of the markets that buy Golf Rs get it, and the US, I think maybe Mexico and like South America, like I think they're the only exceptions. I think Canada also as well. So North America, South America, I believe we don't get it. I could be wrong about South America, and a lot of that boils down to cost. There's definitely a cost saving by not giving, you know, these cars these features. For instance, let's just say for a Golf R, if you want to buy a facelift Golf R in the US, you are pretty much the only options you have are the Spectrum colors, and I don't think, obviously they don't make them anymore, so that's done, that's said and gone, and DSG or manual. So I believe those are the only options you can get. I could be wrong about the wheels. Maybe the 19-inch Pretorias are an option as well, but for the most part, not really, no. So yeah, so those are really the only options. However, in Europe, you can spec the cars as 2-door, and that obviously that doesn't, you know, interest me as much, but you can do these really cool suede and cloth seats. They're kind of the base seats, but they're very cool. They liven up the interior, give it a little bit more color, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like it. I wish that was an option here. You know, other options, you obviously sunroof. That's huge. I really kind of wish I had a sunroof. I'm missing it. I mean, I was fully tinted when I bought this car. I had to remove the front tints, and the rear tints are arguably not legal as well. It stays between you guys and me. I mean, it's just a little dark in here. I wish there was more going on. A little bit, maybe more ambient lighting. We still have the doors as our light blue is the Golf R blue, and I think that looks nice. It's definitely livens it up a little bit, especially at night. But I wish there was a little bit more light. You know, it wouldn't hurt to put it on the dash, and or at least add some new colors to the interior, because it's very black and very bland, but it's nice, and the white piping does help break it up a little bit. But again, that's really not mainly what I wanted to talk about, but those are just the options that and that's just some of the options. You can do probably a lot more. You can really build these things in the UK and Germany, and there's so much you can do. Some of the things that I'm envious of about the other countries that definitely get it is 310 horsepower is I think it's offered with a performance package for the Golf R. I don't really know what else comes with the performance package, if it gets even bigger brakes, but I'm pretty sure it's a pretty gnarly setup. I mean, it's 310 horsepower. That's a lot of power. That's around 30 more than what this thing is rated for. And I'm not sure if there's necessarily a power conversion that I'm supposed to be mindful of, but I know, like, I think that the non-performance package is rated at 300 horsepower, and that's even more than the pre-facelift Golf R, which I think was rated at 296. And then for some reason, when the facelift came out in 2018 for the Golf R in the US, they started making only what was it, like 282? That's what I'm rated at, which is pretty lacking. I wish I had a little bit more. I'm not complaining, car's still pretty quick, but it doesn't hurt to have a little bit more. And it's kind of sad when your car is like the new one, the awesome one, the improved one, and it makes PS, less horsepower. The next thing I'm definitely going to complain about, and this is something that surprises me because I'm pretty sure the European countries are a lot more, they crack down a lot more on emissions, and that's the lack of pops and bangs or any form of crackles. We do get DSG burps now with the facelift models, but it's nothing like the pre-facelift. And we also, and this was the same with the pre-facelift, nothing has changed there. So I guess I can't really, you know, compare because both never got it, but we don't get pops and bangs. And not having pops and bangs is fine. It just means I have to go stage 2 at some point and enjoy those. And I think some people really don't like pops and bangs. They think they're overrated, but keep in mind the car comes factory in, like, I think Australia and UK and Germany with a pops and bangs, you know, an overrun tune. And of course, yeah, like I said, factory, so you don't have to do anything to it. All you need is a nice, you know, loud exhaust, and you're gonna be able to really hear those burbles. So definitely something to keep in mind. But I guess another thing that I also want to touch on is the fact that the U.S. market also, and I feel like it just, again, this goes on to the cost thing that I mentioned before. No one wants to spend 50 grand on a Golf R. Some people do, but it's really uncommon, and I don't want to. I personally wouldn't spend more than 40K on a Golf R. That's why I bought pre-owned. Yeah, so anyway, basically something that I'm also envious of is the fact that we don't get offered the Acropovich option. I believe it's a 3 or maybe 2,000 euro option, so like around maybe $3,000 US option. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of cabbage for, you know, an exhaust, but in my opinion, it's one of the best options you can get for factory. And one of, I think, the biggest complaints people have with the Golf R is the fact that it's so damn quiet. It's so quiet. Like, all of the sounds you guys are hearing in this video are all pumped in audio because I'm in race mode and it's playing the sound actor. And the sound actor, obviously, you know, it really amplifies the noise. I guess I won't say amplify, it makes its own noise, and it sounds like a 5-cylinder Audi, so it sounds good. Some people hate it. I don't mind it, but once I have an exhaust, I'm going to be probably taking it out. It does deliver a little bit of a thrill because it does vibrate the windshield. You can kind of feel it through the steering wheel, so when you put it in race mode, it feels a lot cooler than it actually is, I would say, maybe. But I don't know. I don't mind it. Sound actor is fine for now, but like I said, once I get the exhaust, we'll kind of have to play it by ear and actually decide if we're going to keep it on or not. But yeah, so those are kind of like my big ones. I guess another thing, and this kind of goes towards the aesthetic part of this video, is I really wish we got the Euro tails. Euro tails are definitely going on this car. It's just it's a matter of time and deciding whether or not I'm going to allocate funds towards that type of modification, because it is purely aesthetic and there's really no gain to it at all. But yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.